So you guys have to correct me on that one, but dyloo versus dopey. We get to see a bit of a newer name here that neither of us are familiar with.
I'm switching over to dyloo now. I want to see this guy made of. Quickly, everyone, get your judging hats on. We're going to test this guy out a little bit. This is potentially his stream debut then, if you guys have never streamed before. I'm looking forward to finding out lots of interesting information about his play style, timing habits.
Really awkward, aggressive. I'm spazzing out because I'm on stream first time aim.
Oh, he gets the first direct and then he immediately jumps away. Dopey's able to pick up the red armor. He's looking to clear up a kill. There it is. dyloo looking a bit shaken and stirred at the moment.
Shaken and stirred.
And stirred,
so
yeah.
James Bond wouldn't approve that.
No, he would not.
All right.
Interesting side steps. Dopey's finding it kind of annoying to aim at him, but he's still got help. dyloo's starting to get a bit more damage out. And it looks dopey getting very frustrated.
It seems like we have a situation. Okay, my read on this, is that dopey's like, I'm pretty sure that I'm way better than this dyloo guy, and I'm just gonna, because I don't think dopey's taking it like incredibly seriously. dyloo's obviously, it's a stream debut.
Oh, no, we've got to get some timers going over here. Oh. I can't. They've changed things up since the update.
We should have done the timing. That's always fun. You could have been in charge of all the armors, and I'll just do the mega.
I'm sorry we missed a frag over there. dyloo did lose his life. But no, we can't do. You can't trust us to do the timings.
I've done it before.
It would be a mess.
It's quite fun actually. It gets you really
but
engaged.
I can't talk at the same time.
We can take it in turns. Maybe like TDM, like yeah.
We've got to call it out.
Yeah, the coach TDM.
Remember to time the weapons as well then.
But you've ruined it now. You put a timer on. I'm pretty disappointed.
Don't worry. Like for the finals, I'm going to change the clock, so it's going to go a different way. Just you wait. It's going to be a map of the finals. Everyone's going to rage at me. I'm looking forward to it so much.
We've got to prove that we're legit though, and we can do basic math.
Oh, I can do it. Plus 25 and plus 35. That's like the only numbers I can add instantaneously. Oh, dyloo under a little bit of pressure.
It's actually quite close here, despite our almost like, well, I don't know, game-killing time mood.
Yeah.
And but it's pretty close. And dopey, 2 frags. He seems to be struggling a little bit on the execution. Doesn't seem as clean as when he's kind of in the groove. So he's trying to find that groove right now. And this should be a pretty easy one. And with that kind of a stack, you'd expect dopey to start really stringing it together right now, and things should start to separate massively. And
oh, he was spot on with the spawn as well. He knew exactly where he was going to appear. dopey making some excellent moves at the moment. He's picking up a load of frags. Yeah, dyloo is in a lot of trouble. I can see some positives though from dyloo. There was a move where he did actually get his kill, and he moved over to red, and it's like, oh damn, dopey's spawned in the red armor. A lot of actually high-end players, they just push it as like, whatever, he's got the plasma gun, I'm just going to go for the kill regardless. He actually backed away, got himself yellows instead, and he didn't take that risk, which was probably going to be fatal had he taken it. So there's definitely some good discipline going on, but execution in terms of aim is really letting dyloo down when he needs to be doing the maximum amount of damage out of control.
Yeah, I remember my first tournament match as well. Even though I knew I'd never beat the guy I was playing against, because I was actually playing against Kilson in my first proper ever tournament match, which is not the bracket you want to draw. It's like, oh, you're playing Kilson first. And even though I knew I'd lose against him, so in theory there's no pressure on me. I couldn't aim. I was so nervous I couldn't aim at all, and that was just an insane deal for me. And I think dyloo's doing a pretty good job.
He does a bit of damage just then. You know who my first tournament opponent was ever?
Who was it?
In duel, I played a UK online duel cup. I was up against Hell first.
Oh yeah, okay.
And oh my god, I was like 1100 ELO noob, whatever. I mean, ELO didn't even exist because QL ranks wasn't out then. But I got crushed like 30-0 on Blood Run, and I didn't play duel for about 3 months.
Hell absolutely adored Blood Run. That's the only place you'd ever see him in practice games.
Yeah. I mean, he just ran it. I was like, wow, I've never seen someone play it like this. It's such a different perspective when you're going up against that. dyloo's getting back on the board, though, and he's got Mega. Let's see what his timing's like, if he can keep a track of all these items. 10 seconds until red. Is he going to be able to put any pressure on here? dopey's really covering the angles nicely, and he's hitting the rails. Oh, no. dyloo. He just can't get a single run going. He was in the right place at the right time, basically, but not step by step.
Impressive.
And so we're halfway in, and dopey's he's not ruffle stomping. but it's pretty bad right now.
There's still time for it to get there. I mean, this is a recoverable frag difference, but dopey is starting to hit. This was what he was getting annoyed in the first couple of minutes because these kind of shots weren't landing, and it's looking a lot more comfortable for him. He's got the red. He's probably going to dart over towards the Mega at the moment. dyloo nowhere to be seen, and dopey's comfortable.
It's unfortunate because it's one of those games where one player rather his execution is too far away from the other guys. So you can't even say, well, if you made these decisions, then maybe you could have saved the game or whatever. Because it seems like even if he is making optimal decisions, dopey is just out damaging him so much that it's too much to really contend with.
I think overall dyloo's decision making has actually been exceptional, but compared to his executional abilities.
Yeah, no, actually, that's quite true. It's something you usually expect to be inverse when it's newer players. You usually expect new people to focus a lot on the aim, but it does actually seem like he is trying to be very cognizant of dual fundamentals, which is really nice to see, because aim will come in time.
Exactly.
But the dual fundamentals, takes time. A lot of time.
Hopefully he's going to keep coming out. I don't know if this is actually his first cup. He may have played FACEIT a couple of times already. But he's on stream at the moment. This is a tough map to play though. You're on toxicity. It's really fast paced. And especially when you might be a newer dueler, I always would have favored something a little bit slower. That's why I kind of like Furious Heights a lot, because you really have time to think on there and to plan your shots and to plan your traps, etc. On toxicity, it's so... you could blink and you already lost a few frags and you won't even know why, whereas you can kind of point out your mistakes and think about them a lot more clearly on the slower version, on the slower maps.
Yeah, Furious Heights is, you're right. I think it used to be Blood Run was one of the best maps to learn from, because you get to learn the not dying thing, which in my opinion is the best place to start with duel, because when you're playing TDM, CTF, you go to do damage. That's what you're trying to do. You just go and deal damage, and that's usually related to your objective. But in duel, there's so much you need to learn about. How can you survive? How can you take fights and get out of there alive?
Yeah, and it's getting to the point in the game where dyloo's going to take these really aggressive risks just to try and do damage, because otherwise he's never going to recover, and this might turn out to snowball even further out of hand than it already has. But this is a good sign for dopey. He's getting himself a solid victory right now, and he should be making it to further round. I wonder how far he's going to be able to actually get today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I was in dyloo's position after a game like this, I'd probably spend a lot of time playing TDMs, CAF, FA, stuff like that to really get the... I don't see CDF because I've never been much of a CDF for myself, although I've dabbled, but I really focus on just nailing some execution, going pretty hardcore in it for a while, like some focused training on that, because he could be definitely quite good if he managed to get those shots to be more consistent and movement smoother.
He looks a bit shaken though. Maybe he needs to tighten up his config a little bit, or his sensitivity is just a bit shaken. I'm not sure. You can see maybe he's a little bit anxious though. You can see that his mouse movement's a little bit wobbly, and that might be affecting his aim somewhat. It'll be interesting to have a look at the QL ranks afterwards, or his profile page. See exactly what this guy's made of.
It's nice for dopey as well, because he gets to just run with it as well on stream, which is always fun.
This is a highlight movie for him. I mean, dopey's on fire right now.
It's smashing dyloo. Dyloo sounds like some kind of like vacuum cleaner, like mate or something like that to me. I don't know why. I'm mixing like dicing with something else. I'm not sure, but I don't know what's going on there. But I'm expecting him to start selling me washing machines. But that's pretty good.
There's the W coming out. We all know what it means when the W's out. Do we?
No, we don't. I'm just playing along. I was hoping you'd explain it at some point. It's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You have to explain it.
Just throwing you in the deep end. This scoreline is getting savage now. The first 5 minutes were, you can handle. There's only 10 frags of difference, I think, but the last 5 minutes, I think dyloo is sunken deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, no, dopey, not good. But I don't think you're really in danger of losing out the lead anytime soon, so we will allow you to make a couple of mistakes here and there. So the last 10 seconds. Hopefully, though, dyloo's not going to be too demoralized by this. It's quite a brutal defeat to take. Just got to keep on practicing. 31-3 for the South African in the end. Ouch. Ouch, man.
Yeah,
it's a big ouch.
Can need some aloe vera
I
for
can
that.
sympathize with dyloo, though. I've been in that situation too many times to count.
Getting stomped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sometimes just put myself in the situation like I'm going up against someone I know I'm going to get stomped, but maybe I'm going to learn something from this, and I hope that he did.
Yep, it's tough. It's actually sometimes really tough to learn from those games because you just get so crushed. I mean, sometimes
You've got to look at the demo, though. You can't just like play it and be like, yeah, I learned something from this experience. You've actually got to review what you've done.
Yeah.
So how could I have improved here? And I think the main improvements for dyloo would have been just hit more.
Hit more stuff.
Yeah. Shoot the cyber demon harder and you'll be fine. And that requires a little bit of practice to get done.
Definitely. So hopefully we'll see more of dyloo in the future. But for now, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back here on FACEIT TV with more action for the Sunday Cup very shortly.